The winner of this year's St. Jude Dream Home will be drawn exactly 4 weeks from today.
It's so exciting. That means now is the time to get your $100 ticket for the Perrysburg home built by Buckeye Real Estate Group. Chief Meteorologist and St. Jude Ambassador Chris Vickers joins us live from the home this time to tell us more about it and your first chance to see it for yourself in person.
You know, guys, my excitement level's about ready to hit a whole new threshold because I can't wait for this. Your opportunity to come on out. Maybe you've had that ticket for several weeks now. You think it's the winning ticket? Maybe it is. You have a chance to come on out and see the St. Jude Dream Home this weekend. I've got Jason White here with Buckeye Real Estate Group. And Jason, it's such an exciting, monumental point in the campaign because not only has this house been built now for zero cost, people get to come out and see what a beautiful design and layout this is. Give me the nuts and bolts of what you guys have put together this year and where we're at.
Yes, we're out here in our Coventry Point subdivision in Perrysburg. We have our Oxford floor plan, 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and really beautiful open concept here. And like you said, we're less than 48 hours from being able to open it up to the public.
And when somebody comes out, they get to dream big, right? It's like what Danny Thomas did. He dreamed big, and they get to tour this beautiful kitchen. Really something that just knocks your socks off. Talk about the design that comes through with this kitchen and some of the choices this year.
Yes, we have the beautiful soapstone island waterfall countertop. We have touches of gold and black throughout the home that really tie it in super well. Beautiful backsplash with the under cabinet lighting, and that wet bar with the built-in coffee maker, right, mini fridge, wine rack. It's everything you need and more.
For $100, somebody's going to win 4 weeks from today. We've got a couple deadlines coming up. You're going to be able to see it this weekend for open houses. You got to get your ticket, though, in the next 1 week, as we just told you a little bit ago, to be eligible for the 2025 Honda Civic. We're looking to sell out this year, raising a record $2.25 million. There are very few campaigns in this entire nation that are able to reach that threshold, and we do it right here in Toledo because it's the hometown of Toledo's Danny Thomas, founder of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Jason, why is that connection so important to you guys, to St. Jude at Buckeye Real Estate Group?
It means a lot. We're just happy to be involved, and we quickly became one of the largest campaigns in the country, and that's due to the people of Toledo really just helping and donating. And like you said, the $2.25 million will be one of the largest in the country, and we're just happy to have our contractors and suppliers donate so freely every year. Almost every year it's been a zero-cost build, everything completely donated, which means 100% of that money going to St. Jude.
Again, I got chills again over that, thinking about the fact that this was built for zero cost, which means more money is going to that mission to defeat childhood cancer. You know, at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, it is their goal that no child should die in the dawn of life. That was the dream and mission of Toledo's Danny Thomas. And I will tell you this, it is the doctors, the nurses, and the researchers that work every day to make that dream a reality for all children. Children like Brady.
I owe everything to St. Jude. All the memories with him and his brother, us as a family of 4, all those times together. Like, how do you put a price on giving my son more life?
Time and memories. Katie recalls her journey and life-changing experience that brought her and her family to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Life before for this family had been normal in suburban Kansas.
And I lived next door to my mom and dad, and in front of our house was a donut shop, so we were just kind of in a little cohesive area of our own, right on the main streets.
Katie's husband bravely served tours in Iraq. Then it was time for a family.
We had our first son, Andrew, just shortly after he came back from Iraq, and then 4 years later we had Brady.
2 brothers, an inseparable bond.
They got along, they played together, and then they missed each other. So it was like if Andrew was at school, Brady was waiting for him.
But it wasn't long before something wasn't right.
Well, Brady kept complaining about headaches. So at that young age, he was around 2.5 years old, complaining about headaches. And so I took him in.
Diagnosed with a sinus infection, Katie was sent home.
A couple months went by and the headaches persisted, getting worse, and then followed by eye pain. So he would say, "Mommy, my head hurts, my eyes hurt."
A mother's instinct is never wrong.
And I wasn't going to leave without getting answers for my son. So the next day an MRI was scheduled, and so they sent us back upstairs. And I remember looking at my husband and saying, there's something wrong. Like, they would not send us right back upstairs.
A battle this military family never expected.
They came into the room, the radiologist and the pediatrician, and said that Brady had a grapefruit-sized tumor in his brain at 2.5 years old. And when I got the news, I just had this feeling, like this sinking feeling, like what? Like my whole world just went blank. I felt like I was underwater, I couldn't breathe. Our lives changed in that instant.
Stage 4 ATRT, brain cancer. The news was devastating.
Our local children's hospital gave us 30 or less days to live for Brady. And so we were not going to accept that. And having seen St. Jude commercials, St. Jude Dream Homes, and by our friends and family encouraging us to call St. Jude.
St. Jude often takes on the toughest cases of cancer, open to any child battling the disease. St. Jude had a clinical trial for Brady. This offered two precious things: time and hope.
We were greeted with such love. We were put up in a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment. Everything was furnished. I didn't even need my pots and pans or boxes of toys because St. Jude provided that home away from home for me and my family.
No child or family has ever paid a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food at St. Jude in over 60 years. The dream of Toledo's Danny Thomas, treating the child and care for the entire family at no cost.
Unfortunately, Brady's cancer was just already at stage 4. And so by the time that, he came here, it was more than the 30 days that our local children's hospital predicted that he'd live. So we were here for an extra 4 months, and St. Jude provided more time.
Just 5 months after the diagnosis, Brady passed away in 2012. His brother Andrew, just 7 years old, the last time he hugged Brady.
Getting treatment in 2012, there was a less than 10% chance in children 3 and under surviving ATRT. And now the needle has moved to 35%, and that's just incredible. We still have a lot more work to do, but Brady had a purpose here in life.
It is the research that is freely shared by St. Jude that gives hope and success in survival rates. Brady's rare and aggressive cancer was studied at St. Jude. And since then, the survival rate has more than tripled for ATRT in just the past decade.
Brady did not survive his cancer. That doesn't mean that there aren't miracles walking out of that front door every single day. So it's a beacon of hope for so many families across the nation and globally. And I support the mission in every way possible.
That mission is called Katie and her family from small town Kansas back to Memphis. And again, back to St. Jude.
Now I actually work here for St. Jude in the fundraising department, and being able to raise those funds for our kids just means a lot to me. St. Jude gave us more time with our son, and this is the least we can do to give back to the mission.
That mission is carried out by the entire family, remembering Brady. Their son Andrew and Katie support the St. Jude Walk Run every year, fundraising for Team Brady's Bunch. Now in college, Andrew is part of the St. Jude Leadership Society, a program that mentors siblings of other St. Jude patients.
It makes me feel so proud, so very proud. And he often wonders what it would be like to have his brother with him. What kind of sibling he would be. It's just like losing a child leaves you with a lifetime of wonder.
A young man carrying on the bold dream of Danny Thomas, that no child should die in the dawn of life.
One man, one dream, one mission, and here we are today, a global organization helping children all over the world.
A beacon of hope, the mission of Toledo's Danny Thomas. I think that gives you all the reason right now to pick up that phone and call 1-800-831-7061. You are keeping that mission of Danny Thomas alive, supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, that no child ever will pay for treatment, travel, housing, or food. And as you heard there, that is true. All years St. Jude has been open, over 60 years, and it is only possible because of your generosity. We're going to invite you to come out this weekend to see the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway yourself. Your $100 ticket gives you the chance to win this beautiful dream home, valued at $650,000, built for zero cost. That is the love and generosity of this community to support the mission of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Hope to see you out here live this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.